Do you know what is more useful than the best camera in the world? This notepad and pen. I'm a big fan of notepads. I could talk about them for hours. I won't, because you'll stop watching. But basically, this is just a really useful thing in terms of photography, to make notes of lots of stuff. You know, you could keep track of your kit. You could make notes of useful settings or whatever. But the way that I use them is I use them to make a note of shots or things I want to photograph when I'm going somewhere. So tomorrow, for instance, I'm going to London for a meeting for work, and en route there's a particular place that I have had on my little list for a little while because I'd seen it in a film. So there was a film called The Old Guard on Netflix. The pub was used as like a meeting place down by the river, and I thought that looks like a really cool spot. Where is it? So I look it up, find where it is, make a note of it, and think, right, one day if I'm in that area, we'll go there. So we're not talking Covent Garden or Camden, somewhere obvious. We're talking in Wapping, down by the river. You have to make a specific trip to go to this particular place. So it just so happens that I can stop there a few tube stops before my meeting tomorrow. So I've decided that I'm actually going to just stop there. Had a little look around the area, found a couple of other pubs that are by the river and in the area. So I've got a list now tomorrow of 5 pubs, 2 of which I found on some interesting YouTube videos of, you know, must visit pubs in London. The others maybe not so much, but they're still in the area, and the architecture just, I think, would make them quite interesting photos. So yeah, so notepad. Now I could have put this on my phone, but you know, I try not to use my phone for stuff like that if I can help it. I like using notepads, and it just means that while I'm sat on the train, rather than draining my phone or anything like that, I can make some more notes. I can I can doodle a little bit, which is something else I like to do. If you've seen my other videos, you know I like to sketch and draw and paint. But yeah, a notepad, absolutely critical in my opinion. And look, you know, how much space does this take up in your camera bag or your back pocket or something? Nothing. Yeah, number one thing for me is a notepad. I mean, number one's a bit of a stretch, but it's really useful. Needless to say, if you want to see those photos, fingers crossed everything will go to plan, and tune in for another video in a few days' time. If things don't go to plan, expect an apology video for the lack of photographs.